League live.
It's party time at Wigan as John Money's team prepare to capture the league championship for a record third successive year. A very good afternoon from a packed Central Park. Wigan only need one more point to get their hands on this magnificent trophy, and after notching up over 70 points against Bradford Northern a couple of weeks ago, the result and the celebration could only be a mere formality. Wigan are going to prove that they are simply the best, and John Money is going to be the best coach they've ever had. Let's join our commentary team of Clive Tilsley and Peter Tunks. Clive.
Thanks, Eamon. 3 weeks to Wembley, not just a championship to play for. John Money's got a cup final team to select yet. Joe Lydon wears the #1 jersey today. He wears it well in his current form. Steve Hampson hopes to be back in action next weekend. Ian Lucas and Martin Dermott are the other injured parties at the moment. So just the 10 Great Britain tourists on parade this afternoon. Bradford Northern have run into injury problems when they could least afford them. 5 key backs missing today, but their strength has always been the brute strength of their pack. Over 15.5 stone a man and over 50 international caps between them. Number 13, Carl Fairbank, will join the Wigan party on tour this summer. Skerritt meeting up with old friends. Augustine O'Donnell, the Wigan hooker, playing today because of an injury to Martin Dermott. Andy Gregory. He's found a gap, he's got support, and guess who it is? It's Shaun Edwards, all the way inside 3 minutes for his 32nd try of the season. They've started. Wigan aiming to go to the title in style. Gregory and Edwards, it's the old story.
Well, this is simply a case here of Andy Gregory running across the field. The defence didn't know who to take. Now watch the defenders from Bradford Northern. The ball goes to Gregory. Nothing's on here, but just look. Now it looks like Paul Medley's the man who made the mistake there. He didn't move up, didn't know who to take. Shaun Edwards, he just popped up there and try number 32, which puts him on top of the try-scoring charts this year, but put that one down to the poor Bradford defence.
Just one defeat in their last 4 visits. They actually led by 18 points to 2 just after half-time in that sensational game here a year ago, from which Wigan eventually unearthed the draw, but that seems a long time ago now. Dennis Betts, Martin O'Fire, they're going to run in a cricket score again, and Martin O'Fire, 5 in the semi-final, gets his first of the afternoon. 2 tries in the first 5 minutes. It's men against boys. O'Fire makes it 10 points to 0. And Bradford just couldn't lay a hand on anybody.
Wigan chose to go the blind side here. We had a lovely bong ball to Joe Lydon, who found Dennis Betts backing up on his inside. But the problem is that Wilkinson had Betts covered. One of the other Bradford men had to nominate O'Fire, who was going back inside as a good winger always should. And really, there was 4 men on Dennis Betts, and everyone left Martin O'Fire unattended. And you know what that cost you.
John Hamer, who carries the ball up so strongly for Northern. Summers to Hobbs, looking longer for Helliwell. Gill couldn't collect it. Frano Botica. Now, how's your soccer, Frano? He scored. Thought it was Ryan Giggs going down the wing there for a moment. Kept control of the ball beautifully. Claimed his 10th try of the season. Wigan have run in 3 in the first 11 minutes. And poor Henderson Gill, such a popular figure here at Central Park, just unable to hang on to a difficult pass.
Well, the Wigan defence put so much pressure on the Bradford attacking line, then they weren't deep enough. As a result, Frano Botica, who many people think is probably just there for his goal kicking, but he's a really alert footballer, could probably play 2 or 3 positions, and he showed beautiful soccer skills there to dribble the ball over the line, and another 4-pointer for Wigan. Here we see it in front. Henderson Gill can't keep up with Frano. Beautiful ball control, concentration, and that's 4 points.
Edwards, McGinty, Always capable of making a break, kept alive by Miles. O'Fire into the hands of O'Donnell, and here goes Edwards again, and that is brilliant rugby football.
Beautiful example of interchange passing there. Great support play by Shaun Edwards at the finish of it, but Gene Miles initially, Billy McGinty came from open to blind. I tell you what, they're just opening Bradford up like a can of sardines at this point in time. They've got no answer.
I hate to think what will happen if they warm up in this game.
Here we have Shaun Edwards, goes across. Billy McGinty, a really good run there, coming back from right to left. He finds Gene Miles, who has the presence of mind to pick a fire up, who's looking for work in the middle of the field. Augustine O'Donnell, normally a halfback, but filling in for Martin Dermott at hooker here today. Feeds Shaun Edwards, always ever present, and he puts the ball down under the black dot yet again.
But there's an air of the Harlem Globetrotters about Wigan already at this early stage of the game. Terrific hands again. Lydon looking long for Boddicker. What a pass that was. Frano Boddicker taking on Neil Summers. Edwards in support, hat-trick hunting already, but it's fallen for Tony Anderson. Powell lost it. This is Kelvin Skerrett. Tackled low by Neil Summers, but Wigan in possession and in good field position again. Clark to Gregory. Dean Bell. Taken low by Powell. Good defence from Roy Powell. His strong suit. O'Donnell to Gregory. Edwards, Gregory. They're queuing up. It's Dennis Betts breaking tackles. Gene Miles in support. Shaun Edwards. Hat-trick in 18 minutes for Shaun Edwards. 28 points to 0. I wonder if there's been a quicker hat-trick in the First Division this season. Edwards, the support player in modern rugby football, has snapped up another. Peter Tunks.
Well, simply again here that Bradford haven't done their homework on the left-hand side here. Andy Gregory, the master tactician, can see that they're short. The simple run around there with Edwards, and he gives the ball to Betts, flying on the outside of Medley. He picks up Gene Miles, who unselfishly looks to his inside, and I think they're all on a bonus here if he gets this top try scorer, because Shaun Edwards pops up to put it down again.
Thought Phil Clark was going to push him out of the way then.
Just look here, you've got Andy Gregory and Shaun Edwards. They've got a number of runners, 3 or 4 runners out here. He takes the right option. Medley, a poor effort to tackle Betts there. He looks to his inside, no other cover except Wilkinson, and it's simply a case of just catch the ball and put it down.
And there's Phil Clark going, oh, Shaun, that was mine.
It's a game that, you've got to do the hard work.
Boddicker kicking. They're all in pursuit. Wilkinson against the field, and Dean Bell's got there. They've got another. Dean Bell's turn this time. Mean Dean won the race.
Here we go, just the kick and chase from Boddicker, and Dean Bell just gets his left hand to it. A little bit of a suspicion of a bounce ball there, but I don't think anything's going to go against Wigan today. We look back here, he had 2 or 3 men he could have chosen to look for support, but everything's going their way at the moment. Wilkinson has to turn and chase here, not a small man, and Bell wins the race here. Well, your guess is as good as mine, but it's worth 4 points anyway.
That's a nice ball from Summers. But Itty has Bell all over him. He's shaking him off. And this is a good run by Brett Itty. And he's got support from Fairbank inside of him. He's gone outside, and Henderson Gill is in. His momentum got him there.
Well, a consolation 4 points for Bradford Northern by a favourite former son there, Henderson Gill in the left-hand corner.
They love him here. He was a great servant to Wigan. He actually won a championship with them in '87. He scored one of Wigan's most famous Wembley tries. And his smile is one of the broadest in rugby league.
All we have here is Brett Itty, a young rugby union convert from New Zealand. Now look at the sheer strength of the boy here. The ball goes across there from Summers, a long flighted pass. He pushes Dean Bell off, no mean feat in itself. Philip Clark takes the outside option. Itty, a nice turn of pace here. Now he just has to see Lydon coming across from the right. A beautifully flighted pass there to Henderson Gill, and despite Frano Boddiker's attention there, he does just get the ball over the line.
Andy Gregory, Kelvin Skerrett. The half-time hooter. A welcome sound for Bradford Northern, torn apart by Wigan in the first 20 minutes when Shaun Edwards plundered a hat-trick of tries to take his total for the season to 34. One apiece for O'Fire, Boddicker and Bell. 34-4 at halfway. We'll be back. Medley. Green did well to hang on. Hobbs. Fairbank. Now he broke the tackle there, and he's got good support this time from Neil Summers, but he's got none at all. He's going to have to go all the way himself. He might just do that. Good try, Neil Summers. He's made of the right stuff anyway. And Bradford have scored the last 2 tries in the match.
Well, big Carl Fairbank, one of the few players that can hold his head high here this afternoon, took the ball into that line. He burst through the tackle, was held by 2 Wigan players, looked around and it seemed there was no support there, but Neil Summers, a very good rugby union convert 2 years ago to Bradford Northern, comes steaming onto the ball, ran straight at Joe Lydon, left him on the outside, as we see here. Philip Clark didn't leave the ground. Andy Gregory touched him, but that doesn't stop him, unfortunately. Joe just got one hand to him. Big Gene couldn't make an impression. And this little scrum half, him and Brett Hitty have been quite a good little combination here today, but they've lacked firepower up front.
Neil Cowie.
What's needed now from the Wigan forwards? We need Cowie, we need Platt, and we need Skerritt to settle the ball up the middle of the park. Skerritt's been out wide looking for some opportunities to run the ball, but it's not what he's paid for. They've got to get back to business and try and put this game to sleep.
Sam Panapa. Ration falling on him. Ouch. Gregory. Beautifully delivered for Bell. Dean Bell stretching out. Sean Edwards is poaching again. Here he goes. It's a rerun of the first 20 minutes. 4 for the afternoon for Sean Edwards. Now Wigan are back in business. Their first try in this match for over 40 minutes. But it stretches their lead to 38-8, and it stretches Sean Edwards' total for the season to 35.
Well, simply a case here of very poor defence. Some great work from Gregory again. Look at him, he just ambles across. No one runs up and puts any pressure on him whatsoever. He selects the man to pass to. He gets outside Medley, Dean Bell, and it's just clear sailing all the way upfield. The fullback comes across, and there he is, Sean Edwards, ever present on the inside, and he has the easiest of clear runs to the line. All you have to do here is watch the Bradford defence. You've got Hobbs, you've got Summers, you've got Paul Medley, all of them, none of them shift with the defence. As Gregory runs across field, they angle in, which opens a big hole for Dean Bell. Positions Edwards beautifully on his inside, and he has a clear run to the line, and it's as simple as that.
Colin Morris is trying to get there for a pass.
He hasn't got much chance of getting the ball off Edwards this afternoon, I think.
Gus O'Donnell, one for the future. O'Donnell's played today because Martin Dermott's injured. Rugby league players pick up injuries in a variety of ways. Dermott's had to have 30 stitches inserted in a wound in his arm. He got it in the showers here at Central Park when he fell over. Martin O'Fire breaking clear and going past Wilkinson as if he wasn't there. High stepping his way to another score. The master showman. Wembley Stadium made for him, and Martin O'Fire is going to Wembley, and he'll go there with a championship medal in his pocket.
Simply again, the Gregory show rolls on and on. Outside in defence from Bradford, one man moved up and left the line, and Martin O'Fire, once he's in broken play, nobody, Ian Wilkinson, nobody, I mean nobody, can put a hand on this man. Bit of clowning before he goes in, and well, that's Martin O'Fire. Watch here, watch for the Bradford man who comes in. He runs across, and it's Paul Gratian. It advertises a huge gap there. Medley has no chance of following in from the outside. He didn't communicate with him. Wilkinson was about as much chance as Clive to tackle him from there. And
I tell you what, Colin Morris would make some stand-off half, wouldn't he?
Well, he's certainly a good support player, but we don't know what his hands are like. They won't pass him the ball. Look at Martin O'Fire there. He's got the Campese goose step going there. I don't know how that'll go over with some coaches, but when you cost 440,000 and score that many tries, I think they just turn a blind eye.
Each have lost out in turn. And maybe the biggest challenge of all now to Wigan comes from their own League and Cup winning Alliance team, because the Wigan second team have done the double, and they're crammed full of rapidly developing talent. what keeps men like Frano Boddicker on their toes. Kelvin Skerritt. Sean Edwards. Dean Bell. Good break by Bell. Support from Sam Panifer if he needs it. Bell's got it all the way. It's a captain's try to round off the big day. The man who will collect the trophy rattles up 50 points for Wigan. Leading by example. Dean Bell's second of the afternoon. 4 for Edwards, 2 for Bell, 2 for Offiah, 1 for Boddicker, unstoppable.
Well, the ball came free and had played the ball there. The ball came back, Sean Edwards trapped it, and Dean Bell, after Ellery Hanley's departure, they needed an inspirational captain to fill the big shoes that no one thought could be filled. But Dean Bell has really come to Central Park this year, and I think it's been his best year, and it's been typified by that great solo try to finish off a great victory here this afternoon to win the championship. Just watch him here. He wrong foots Halliwell. Roy Powell can't do anything about it. Fairbank comes across, but he's too late. Now Wilkinson shows him the sideline, and Dean Bell says, thanks very much, I think I'll take that. There's Biddy coming through, but he knows he won't get to him, and that's a great try to round off a great afternoon for Wigan.
Peter Tunks has nominated Wigan's 4-try standoff half, Sean Edwards, as his man of the match. They're champions yet again. Their vice-like grip on Rugby League's major prizes tightens with a hat-trick of First Division titles, the first in the history of the modern championship. But then history-making is what this team has chosen for its specialist subject. 50 points to 8, they've beaten Bradford Northern. 4 tries for Edwards, 2 for Offiah, 2 for Bell, 1 for Boddicker. The trophy is here and will be presented to Wigan after this break.
Great scenes here at Central Park. Here's Clyde Tilsley.
And we're ready for the presentation, which will be made by Paul Hughes, the Trade Marketing Director of Bass Brewers, again the sponsors of the Stone Spitter Championship. Wigan home with 2 games to spare this time. Emphatic champions despite challenges from all and sundry. Dean Bell, the captain. They're the best of British again, and probably the best in the world. Four times in 6 years they finished top of the pile. It's a 4th championship medal for their experienced players: Dean Bell, Sean Edwards, Andy Gregory, Joe Lydon, Martin Dermott, Steve Hampson. Edwards man of the match on the day. Ready for the Australians. Dennis Betts too. They're all ready for the Australians. Phil Clark wearing the red cap. Martin Offiah, twice a champion with Widnes. A hat-trick for him. Neil Cowie, one of the new boys. And Joe Lydon and Andy Gregory. There's big Kelvin Skerritt. Gus O'Donnell, quite an experience for the youngster. Frano Boddicker. Gene Miles has got the option to come back next year. It's 3-3 for John Money. No wonder he wants to stay on. No Ellery Hanley to share the moment this time. Wigan have done it without the world's greatest player because they are the world's greatest team. Andy Platt, the redoubtable prop forward. The best supported team in the Rugby League. Have won the championship again and will go to Wembley in 3 weeks' time looking for a 5th successive Challenge Cup. Ian Frame is talking to Sean Edwards.
Man of the match, congratulations. What a way to win a title.
Oh, fantastic. 3 years on the trot now. The supporters of Wigan got behind us. You know, it's just a great feeling. Very professional performance today. I think we went a bit slack in the second half, but just like to say hello to all my family and all the boys in schools.
You looked excited picking up the trophy then, as you have done when you got your first one.
Well, that's it, mate. You've got to keep that enthusiasm up. I've had a lot of help this year from all my sponsors and the rest of the guys in the team. I just keep backing up, trying to score on the tries, and they're just enjoying it more than ever.
And certainly running in the points by the ton, really.
Yeah, Bradford put up a good resistance second half, but I think we had them shot to pieces by then. we started off pretty well and scored some exciting tries, I thought.
Not really got much time to celebrate though before the hard work starts all over again.
Well, we've got St Helens on Friday, Good Friday, and they'll certainly be waiting for us.
Lovely pictures there. Wigan celebrating, and rightly so. The Stones Bitter champions for the 3rd year running. Sean Edwards, the man of the match, Peter. Well deserved, obviously, in your opinion.
Well, I think Sean typifies the killer instinct in Wigan. A lot of the Wigan players could possibly come out here today. A narrow win would give them the championship, but Edwards put them to sleep with a hat-trick early, and I'm sure he would have been disappointed with going to sleep in the second half.
Although in terms of possession, the second half wasn't really all one-sided, was it?
Well, like a good cricketer, they scored all their runs in the first innings, Wigan, and I think they've probably got their mind on Wembley a little bit. They've done the hard work, so they can be forgiven.
What's John Money's secret?
Well, the thing is, he's man management. He's got some great players here, the greatest in England, and he knows how to keep them happy and keep them winning, and there's a lot of people that would like to know that secret, but I don't think he's going to be letting it to be common knowledge.
No, here at Wigan they've got a lot of good youngsters on the way up as well, haven't they?
Well, the thing is, they're on top of the first. They're on top of the alliance. They're on top of the academy. You know, they do it right from the ground up.
Are they the best club in the world?
Well, they won the World Club Challenge this year. Why not? You know, sure, they're a great side.
Yeah. By the way, congratulations to you on your contract at Oldham.
Well, thanks. I'll hope to be challenging these fellas in the not too distant future.
Thanks very much. We do have a competition winner this week. £250 goes to Barbara Litzirot from Wigan. Well done, Barbara. £250 goes to you. Can hardly hear ourselves talk here. That's more or less it from Rugby League Live. On the day Wigan collected the Stones Bitter Championship trophy for the 3rd successive year. Can they do the double? We'll have to wait and see. Look at these scenes here at Central Park. We hope you've enjoyed the programme today. From Central Park, goodbye from us all.